Hello everybody and welcome to Fishing Sim World Pro Tour. It's the end of hunting season here in Georgia and we're going to roll right into fishing season. I played this a little bit. It's kind of fun. I have a lot to learn. I'm not a fisherman by trade. But what I will show you is I went to one of the maps, just learning the basics of the game just so I could play it. And I got a trophy. Look at this. I'm going to call this a Muskie because I don't really know the full name here. Just Muskie, right? And just cut that last part off. 19 pounds, 5 ounces. So apparently that's some type of trophy fish. And if you catch a trophy fish, it'll unghost it, right? So you can see what the animal looks like. And it's a beautiful looking animal. I doubt that they're that vibrant in the wild, that green and red with the spots and such. I doubt they're that vibrant in the wild, but you get an idea about what they have noses. You get an idea about what they look like. Pretty cool fish. We've only caught this one time. We've only managed this once, and we haven't caught like these others. Channel catfish, rainbow trout. Like I'm so sorry. I have caught a couple of rainbow trout, but they just weren't the big ones. So anyway, what I would like to do, this is something that I wanted to see in the other game, the Hunter Call of the Wild. I've been doing quick play, which has been very fun. I've enjoyed it. It's a little tricky, but it's good. I want to do the career mode, and you know what? We're going to do this just a little bit more. We're going to do some more quick plays, and then we're going to move into that that career mode. The career mode, you get to join a circuit and you go out there and you fight against other fishermen, but I don't know how much time I'm going to have today to get done with this. I assume I have a lot of time, but you know, sometimes I just don't. Let me go ahead and mute all my stuff here just so I can play. So this is the Tennessee River out here. You don't get to go into the Tennessee River for some reason. You have to stay in this location. I don't know if this is a real place in the world. Gunthersville Lake. If you live out in Gunthersville, or if you know that this is like one of the big fishing spots, please let me know. But what you do is you click on one of these. It's very similar to Hunter Call of the Wild. These are like the hunting cabins, although you don't have to visit them to unlock them. You get them from the beginning. So you just click on one of these places and you get to drive your boat around. I went to this place at the beginning and came over here to this industrial area, and that was kind of fun. But the last time I played, where I got that trophy, Muskie, I started over here, and what I did, I'll show you. And by the way, we are going to be into a boat, so watch your ears. So what I did is I came out here. Man, that looks so similar to a lake that I grew up next to called Lake Lanier. But we're going to come out here and we're just going to go to the end of this little draw. Cute little boat ramp. And we're going to the end of this little draw. I turned on the trolling motor and I just trolled down the length of this shore right up here. And I just went all the way back as far as I could. You can see there's a fish finder in the top left hand corner. And I guess the blue is near the surface, green is the bottom, and I'm not quite sure what red and orange and the yellow represent. I don't know if that's like how far down it goes. I've never ever seen that readout change. It's always been that blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Like I don't know what's up with it. So what I just did is I came down here to these little man-made structures, and I just turned the trolling motor on. So I pointed it right. Oop, a little bit too much. There we go. In the trolling motor, you hit T, puts the motor there in the water. Then you have to hold shift and forward, and that turns on the motor, and it just takes us, you know, right down this little stream here. If you hold shift again, you can turn the heading of the motor, and I just turned it to where it would take us right down like this. The rod that I'm using has a spinnerbait on it. Actually, the one that I will be using has a spinnerbait on it, and when you cast, I always like throwing behind the boat like this, because the movement of the boat is going to help keep the, well, you'll see here. Let me get the lure in the water and I'll show you. Kablook. So look here in the bottom left hand corner. You see where that 3 is? You see I can change that 3 to like 1, 2, and 3. Then it says constant slow. Right now the lure is sinking all the way to the bottom, and now the lure is on the bottom. But we have a green, kind of green, constant slow, right? Which means that we are doing something right. We are slowly pulling the lure along, which is good, because that looks natural for this lure. I guess it's a fish of some sort. It should look like that. The only bad thing is it's on the bottom, and if we hold the left mouse button, we'll start to reel in the lure, and the lure comes off the bottom. I want the lure off the bottom, and I try to keep it in the middle until I see a fish or till I know what's going on. Am I going in a circle here with my motor? I feel like I'm going in a circle with my motor. I'll check it here in a second. But if you throw behind the boat like this, then the movement of the boat, the trolling motor, like helps you. Like it helps keep the lure in the middle. Oh, look at the big fish there on the radar. Ooh, he's at the bottom. So if I see something like that, if the radar says there's a big fish in the area, I'll let this thing go ahead and just sink down to the bottom, right? Like I'm not going to try to pull it up to the surface of the water or to the... Oh, you can see the fish right there. He's got it. And that was a poor strike. Now, what does that mean? That means that that thing had the lure in its mouth. Ooh, 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 let it go, let it go. Don't let it break, don't let it break. That thing had the lure in its mouth, and I didn't pull the wire taut. Let it have a little bit, let it have a little bit. I didn't pull it taut to set the hook into its lip. I just kind of was like watching it. I was like, oh, look, that's a cool fish. And then we're just going to keep pulling the fish in. The bottom left-hand corner, the green means the line isn't under a super amount of stress. If it goes up to red, that means that it's under a lot of stress. Left will reel it in and set it. So if I hit the left mouse button, that means that the fish can't take line. It's set. It's going to be that far and no farther. If I hit the right mouse button, it unlocks it so that the fish can run a little bit, right? So what happens is you hold down the left button and you pull the fish in. Right? You pull the fish in, and if it does that, you just hit the right mouse button, and he takes a little bit of... yeah, and that one, because it was such a poor strike, then we didn't get to keep it. But we see the guy right there. He's right there in the water. Like, we know where he's at. Let's see if we can't coax him to come back over here and strike again. And this time, hopefully, I'll set the hook instead of just staring at what was happening. The game is fun. There's some things about it that are a little weird to me. But overall, it's good stuff. Setting the hook is difficult. Like I've had a really, really, really hard time learning how to set the hook. Perfect. Good. All right. So now this one we should get the entire fight. Like this one right here, we should be able to wear this guy out. Moving the rod, or yeah, moving your rod also will generate tension, right? So even if I have it where he's taking line and I pull the rod quickly away in the opposite direction, it'll put tension on the line. So you have to worry about, 1, trying to get him into the boat. 2, whether or not he's fighting hard. And if he's breaking your line. If he's breaking your line, you have 2 choices. Either you point the rod in his direction to give him the slack that you have built up, or you hit the right mouse button to unlock it and let him take some of the line. Woo, we're jumping right in here. And we're going. We are going. I kind of thought that maybe I'd have a hard time selling you guys on the game because no fish would show up, but I tell you, man, this little area here, and I'll tell you what does it. Anytime you have humans, I think I'm going in a circle, by the way. I think my trolling motor needs to be set. I'm about to hit the bank. Anytime you have humans in an area, you're just going to have runoff. You're going to have waste or garbage. So the animals just naturally attract to it. And unlike like raccoons or possum or something, like the fish can just hang out all day long because you don't know they're there. You don't get upset with them. Hey, he's on the boat. He's on the boat. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh, tracksuit. Oh, tracksuit, tracksuit. All right, that's a largemouth bass. That is 9 pounds, 11 ounces. That's a personal best. That looks like the dinkiest 9 pounds I've ever seen. Like, that thing's massive for only being 9 pounds. Length of 26 inches. How about that, huh? How about that? Not bad. Not bad. All right, let's make sure we're not going to hit something here. Where's my... I think I'm going in a circle or slow circle. I wanted just to go out this way, up the creek a little bit here. Oh, dude, his tracksuit doesn't have the stripes. I just noticed that. I actually picked him because he had the tracksuit. And I was like, man, that is me. And if you don't think it is me, look at this. It's me. Right? I got this, right? I got the pants. I got the tracksuit pants. Brother, that's all me. Love tracksuit. Love the comfort fit. Comfort fit. I ain't about that necktie life. Ugh. Miss me with that crap. It's always the ladies. Always the ladies who are like, you look so nice in your necktie. Here I am breaking my rule, throwing this thing out front. It'll go by. It'll be fine. I think they're mad at us. Men ask them to wear the what is it? The high heels. Ask them to wear high heels, and now that you know, men like me bitch about the necktie. They see it as their opportunity. Oh, this one's on the bottom. See that big fish up there on the fish finder? It's on the bottom. Good with me. Now see that red? I don't know what that red means. I don't know if the red means like, hey, you did something super bad, or you broke what you were trying to do. Like, I don't know. All I know is there was a big old fish there. And see, this is working against me now because the slack is coming toward me. So now the thing's not even moving and it's on the bottom. So we just watch this. We'll go past it and then we'll have the motor helping us. I hope we don't run into the dang. I hope we don't run into the bank. I'm just going to do that just so. Because it gives me the heading that I'm facing. It doesn't give me the heading of the... It doesn't give me the heading of the boat. Which I guess is fine, but, you know. Oh, look at that gigantic fish. It was right there. Ooh. There was a gigantic fish. If you don't believe me, go back and look. There was a massive fish that was just right there. Humongous. Humongous. We're going to throw it out there. Nice little game, though. Nice little game. I kind of, those tutorials, I'm sure, but I'm really in it for the career mode. I'm really looking forward to starting off as an amateur, going to the different circuits. And they even have stuff like you'll get emails from sponsors, and the sponsors will be like, hey, man, we're going to give you $8,000, but you gotta catch fish, brother, you know, and then you get like the stress of that, making your sponsor happy, you know, and you get the money to buy some super nice things. And of course they have it where you know, there's different lakes you can buy. If they had Lake Tahoe, man, that'd be done, because I visited Lake Tahoe recently, and I feel a spiritual connection to that place. It's just so pretty. Where I live, the powers that be, I don't know, is that making it worse? It is. The powers that be decided that everybody could have a house on the lake, which is great. I love it, you know. But by the time that people got out to the west, they realized, man, we really shouldn't let everybody have a house on the lake, because then it kind of looks like trash, you know, like there's too many people, too many houses. Oh, come on, set. Oh. See what I'm saying? Like that, I don't know how to set the line. Like, you can hit the right mouse button and he'll jerk it. Like, you hit the right mouse button and he'll jerk the, reset. Thank you. He'll jerk the rod as if he's trying to set it. You know what? I'm gonna just turn off the motor for a second. I'm getting a little. He'll jerk the rod as if he's trying to set it, but it doesn't look like it gets the job done. Like it doesn't set that hook. And maybe I need to up the torque on the reel, right? Like maybe I have to hit the right mouse. See how he's pulling it, but there's too much line in the water. Look at the line. You're not, or the lure. See how the lure is not moving at all and he pulls it? But if you tighten it up, right? And now we're moving at a constant speed and you right click, like that should set it, right? But it just, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure how to do it. We had a fish on the fish finder. It was at the very bottom where the blue and the green is. So I'm going to try to keep this lure a little bit low. Oh, look at that big. Look at that big one right there at the bottom. Come on. Come on. Constant slow. You know you want it. Come on, big old friggin' fish. Eat. Eat. I'm going to do this little stop and go thing here. See if I can't draw this out. Come on now. Come on now. Oh. Good strike. All right, I'll take that. I don't know what type of fish that is. Sounds like someone else is having a great time. My daughter, if you heard that. Ah, he came right to the boat, man. Not much of a fight there. All right, so the last one was a largemouth bass. That looks like a smallmouth bass, if you had to ask me. What is it? It is a spotted bass. Okay, cool. All right, well, let's. I mean, this is going to be our jam for a little bit because it's summertime. You know, we're not going to be hunting, so we're going to be fishing. So let's learn this. Oh, personal best at 3 pounds, 15 inches. Nice. So what does a spotted bass have? What's a telltale characteristic? Well, it's got 2 fins right there behind the gills. One of them is on the bottom. I don't know, they call that the dorsal. Dorsal is the underpart, or is that the top? I guess that's the top. Dorsal is the top. I don't know what you call the underbelly. And then he's got that razorback, that ridge on his back there, but then he's got one beyond, like just behind it, like another fin. So he's got 2 fins kind of mirrored, and he has a red tail. So in the future, for us to remember what a spotted bass looks like, it's got those 4 fins right there behind the gill, 2 on the bottom, 2 in the middle-ish, right there underneath the middle. It's got those 2 mirrored fins in the very back, that little razorback on top with a red, I don't know what you call that, hind fin. Anyway, there's 2. There's 2 in the well, folks. Both of which have been personal best because I just started. I'm a great fisherman. I look like I'm going through a midlife crisis, though. Look at those lifeless dead eyes that never blink. All right. Well, this is actually a really good spot. Do we want to keep hitting this, or do we want to go? Oh, look, is those reeds? Those are reeds. Come on. Come on. Oh, wait, hold on. No. Deploy. Yes. Take us toward the reeds, please. Take us to them. Now that I'm in the right direction here, I'll just throw toward the reeds. And I can steer the boat just like this. And I'll just cast this out while I'm trying to get into that area. Oh, look at that gigantic fish on the bottom of the fish finder. He's on the very bottom, and so is our lure. And see the mouse here, you can mess with the rod. You see it? Like we can give it a little bit of play just by moving the mouse. Isn't that great? A little jerk there. Yeah, I knew there'd be big fish over there near the reeds. I knew there'd be gigantic. I gotta do one of the tournaments to see how much time it takes, because there's no way we could do this. Like, my videos cannot be 40 minutes long. I mean, maybe I can do that, but I gotta find a babysitter. Man, right there in the reeds. Come on. And what's so funny is if you were on the bank, you could fish this exact same spot from the bank. You wouldn't need this, like, you know, $38,000 boat. You just go stand on the side of the bank, just throw it in. But this angle is where the good fish are, brother. Yeah. Oh, there's a fish right there. Fish right there. You see him in the water. Come on, man. You want this. You want this. You're hungry. You're hungry. And this thing is so little, so weak. It'll be a good little snack. Good little snack. Good snack. Come on. Come on. Ah. Oh, 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 oh. Look at the size of that. Look at the size of it. All the way to the end. All the way to the end. That's my new motto. Stop thinking that the fish are done. You know, like, stop thinking like, okay, well, it's like 2 feet from the boat. Might as well just quit. We gotta go all the way to the end. That thing was gigantic. That was a catfish, it looked like. Oh, poor strike. See, again, I don't know. I feel like I set that one pretty good, but I'm not quite sure. This thing's a fighter. This thing's a little fighter. Look at this thing. It's kind of weak, but it's just going. Come here. Come here. It's over. It's over. No, I don't have to worry about... Man, look how quick he is. It's a little thing, though. Okay, now stop. Stop before we see it. That looks like a spotted bass because it has the 4... I'm not looking at the name of the animal. It's got the 4 fins, 2 on the bottom, 1 there on the side. It's got the 2 in the back. It's got the... But it doesn't have a red deal. So if that's a spotted bass, then that is a different... That's a different color than the other spotted bass. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that's not a spotted bass, that that's a smallmouth bass, because I don't think that the color should vary that greatly between individuals of the same species, right? Like deer all kind of look the same. I assume fish are the exact same way. Okay, drum roll, please. Smallmouth bass. Look at that. We knew it was a bass in the bass family on account of how it looked, right? And we knew it wasn't a spotted bass because of the coloration on the animal. So beautiful. Now that is not a personal best. So apparently I have caught another smallmouth bass before that was bigger than that, but that's still pretty good. All right. Now here's the deal. None of that, what I just did, counted for really anything. I didn't get any money out of it. I didn't get any experience out of it. Literally, I was just fishing with what I had on me. The tournament play, the career mode, that's the only way we get more jackets, we get more... Actually, you know what? I take that back. I am leveling up when I catch a fish. But that's the slow way to go. We really need to jump into the career mode. So what's going to happen is I'm going to continue the hunt for gold. I'm going to get that grizzly and the caribou. But it's not going to be every single video because that's getting really boring for me to make and for you to watch. So we're going to start doing some fishing here. I've already forgot the name of the game. Fishing Sim World. It's like $8 right now on Steam. So this is a bargain. And of course they have tons and tons and tons of add-ons just like Hunter Call of the Wild does. But the game is solid. It looks good, you know, and it's fun. For me, I'm going to be honest, for me, I like cataloging the different species we're running into, and I like knowing what they look like. Growing up, I never was that big into like fishing, so this will be a good opportunity for me to kind of learn like what the species look like, what their color looks like, the different jigs and lures and all that jazz. So yeah, I assume that this spinning jig that I have here, notice that there's no bobber or sinker. I assume this spinning jig here is for bass. Like that's just, I mean, I know I hooked something else at the beginning of the video, but I assume that these are made for bass because I think bass eat other little fish. That's just what I assume. All right. So the next time that we meet, I'm hopefully going to be in the career mode. I'm hopefully going to have an idea about what the career mode is up to. But if you hate this game, like if you're watching this and you're like, this is stupid and I hate it and I hate you, please leave a comment that says something like, oh, you know, the game is great, but it's not quite my bag. And if you're really, really, really into the, you know, finishing out Hunter Call of the Wild, then fine, you know, we'll finish it out. No big deal. You're the audience. You tell me what you want. If I had a couple of million subscribers, maybe I would just do whatever I want to do, but I don't. So you just let me know if you like the fishing, if you think it's stupid, or if you want to do more grizzly bear and caribou hunt. You just let me know. I'll do whatever. You know, really, it's spending time with you that I really enjoy. The games are great, but it's really the community I'm looking to build, and just knowing people and seeing what you guys are up to. Like that's what I'd like. So just let me know if you like the game, and if you do, you know, great, and we'll keep going with it, and I'll get in that career mode. And if you don't, we'll go back to whatever. Except for RimWorld, I'm going to play RimWorld until the end because I like RimWorld, and if you don't, then I'm sorry, I'm going to get off that stinking planet. You know, that's all there is to it. So man, we got nothing on that. Nothing. Oh, gosh darn it. All the way to the end. All the way to the end. Did you see that fish? Ah. All right. And on that note, folks, thank you for watching. Have a good one. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.